由于每个社区的经济发展官那么这些经济发展官呢，同时也是 RES 项目社区的主要联系人，他们对于 RES 项目的申请成功与否起着关键的作用，至少是在项目前期阶段。因为如果想参与这个项目的申请人，就必须先联系这些社区经济发展官，然后呢跟他们讨论商业计划的可行性或者说落地性，再安排商务考察访问。在社区经济发展官确认申请人的背景和拟定的这个商业计划切实可行的情况下，而且呢还要有利于社区的经济和社会发展的这种条件下呢，社区才会发给申请人一封社区支持信。只有当你获得了这封社区支持信之后，你才有资格正式申请 RES 项目。因此在决定是否做这个项目之前，我们能够理解社区官员对 RES 项目申请人的实际期待和要求，了解他们在整个 RES 项目申请过程中所起的作用，同时呢听取他们对我们申请这个项目的一些建议就显得非常重要。也是出于这个目的，我联系了几位社区官员，并以其中的2位进行了深入的面对面的访谈。我也希望这些实地的考察和访问呢，能给所有在认真考虑这一项目的朋友提供一些客观中立、切实可行的参考和建议。在我身后呢是 Lacombe County 的县政府办公大楼。那么我一会儿呢会采访 Lacombe County 的经济发展官 Carrie， 还有驱车专门赶来的 Blackfalds 经济发展官 Peter。Lacombe County 呢是距阿尔伯塔省第3大城市 Red Deer City 25公里。Blackfalds County 呢大概是距Red Deer City 15公里。那么这2个 community 社区呢都是参与 RES 项目的社区成员。Today we are interviewing Carrie Taylor, who is the Economic Development Officer for Lacombe County, and Peter McGee, Economic Development Officer for Town of Blackfalds. Firstly, I would like to express my appreciation for your time attending this interview.
We're happy to do it.
Yeah. So I have some questions. Firstly, in your opinions, which are the key economic or strategic advantage for your county to attract foreign investors?
Yeah, I'll take that on. For Lacombe County, offers strategic access to our major transportation routes. So we're right on that corridor of Highway 2, and we also have Highway 12 that runs from Saskatchewan to British Columbia. So close proximity to Red Deer, and of course close proximity to our major international airports. We have Calgary and of course Edmonton up north. And we also have competitive property taxes, which is a strong asset for investment. So with a strong agricultural base, we got land development and a collaboration with business-friendly municipal government, and it's an ideal investment for both rural and industrial ventures.
In the town of Blackfalds, we have sort of 2 sides of things that we're focusing on. The first one is around tourism, and so we're looking at the asset that we have of Highway 2 being right next to the right next to the community and having about 40,000 vehicles on it every single day, and working on a plan to try and attract about 10% of those vehicles onto 2A and coming through our community to increase the tourism spending that is happening in the area. So with that in mind, for investors or foreign investors, we're looking for a lot more food services. Mostly on the sit-down or fine dining type idea, less around the fast food, as well as recreation and entertainment type of industries would be great in our area as well. The other thing that we're really seeing is residential. We're seeing a lot of growth in residential in our community, so there's going to be a lot of spin-offs from there, from construction to supplies and beyond that. Finally, in the industrial area, we do have a small industrial park just outside of our community, which is serviced by our community, but is actually in Lacombe County. In that area, we see 3 major industries. The first one is construction, mostly in prefabricated construction or prefabricated concrete construction into new buildings and infrastructure. There's one large business out there that's really providing a lot of that a lot of those opportunities. The second one is going to be in agriculture, where we're looking at a lot of dairy opportunities. We have a brand new plant opening in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, the Dairy Innovation West plant. where they're expecting to take 3 truckloads of raw milk and reduce it down to 1 truckload of milk for reduced transportation costs, as well as better products and things like that for them. With that, our regional dairy producers are expecting to see a 10 to 17% increase in their quota, which we're also expecting to see a lot of spin-off and some opportunities for investment there. The third big industry that's out in our industrial area would be, well, we're in Alberta, so it's oil and gas and energy type services that are out there as well. Those are some of the main areas that we're seeing some opportunities in Blackfalds at the moment.
Okay, and I also did some little bit research of the economic structure. So as Lacombe County, so Carrie mentioned like agriculture, and also I noticed some tourism, right?
Yeah, agritourism definitely is a note that can be expanded for Lacombe County.
Okay, but for foreign investor, it's a little bit different from what kind of economic structure in this area. It's actually what you need from investors. So do you have any recommendation?
Yeah, definitely of course, we're strong agriculture. We're zoned 98% agricultural land. So agriculture is definitely a top priority. There's always room for agriculture and agriculture type tourism, even if it's a cluster. If somebody's looking to start up an agritourism, a farm tour, or if we went food service, it would be within the agritourism sector where you're looking for that long table dinner, something where you're taking local grown products and putting it on a plate for people to eat. So, you might tour the farm and then tour a greenhouse, and then you sit down at that table and you're eating those products. Those types of tourism types is something that would fit very well in Lacombe County. Anything that is can be zoned agriculture, of course our residents are very happy with that and willing to accept that type of investment. It starts to get a little concerning for some of the ratepayers when we're trying to take really strong agricultural land and produce something else on it. So keeping the heavy industrial areas kind of clustered together and really expanding on the soils that are rich for agriculture.
Okay, except for agriculture and tourism industry, is there any other industries like construction, like Peter's area, or because construction actually is quite high demand everywhere in Canada. How about Lacombe County?
Yeah, there's definitely room. We have 3 industrial parks that there's still room. The construction piece that Peter did talk about, it does sit in Lacombe County, and they're quite an amazing business to kind of feed off of too. So to work collaboratively with them to kind of see what they have going on with their concrete is definitely a role model for anybody to start investment in that area.
Okay, you mentioned there are 3 industrial parks in Lacombe. That's really amazing. So what kind of specific industry in there, or any preferable specific industries in that industrial parks?
Yeah, so I guess we have 4. I forgot Burbank.
Yes, Burbank, yeah.
Which is just north of Blackfalds. So that one's more of oil and gas. There's some rock pits behind it as well. So it's more of a industrial park over there. Then if we went up to Wild Rose, just down the road here on Highway 11, it's more of a commercial type industrial park. There is some industrial, but there's like an RV sales place. There's a farm store there. There's actually even a dance studio in there. So different, lighter, maybe not super industrial businesses that may not want to do business within the city of Lacombe have kind of moved out into that industrial. So there's room for that as well in the Wild Rose one. Iron Rail is on the other side of the city of Lacombe. It has some access for farmers for grain and transportation. There is a rail line that runs by there. However, it's not serviced out there, so that sometimes does call for some concerns depending on the development that you want to. Sometimes people don't want it because they're going to produce their own power, but of course water and sewer would have to be brought out there for infrastructure.
I see. Okay. For some sectors like oil and gas, do you recommend foreigners to invest in that kind of energy sectors?
Yeah, well, the energy sector is definitely high and rising within Alberta right now, and anything with carbon capture, anything like that would be definitely a great investment and welcome to the region for sure, and it would be welcome to through the government. They're always looking for anything with carbon capture.
Okay, and something like a new energy, right? Solar and.
Solar can be a touchy subject sometimes because that's one of those ones where you're taking valuable ag land. So if there is some kind of innovative way that you can continue to farm on that land, then it would be a little more welcomed. But we do have a solar farm out in the heavy industrial area, the petrochemical cluster that we have within Lacombe County.
Okay.
So Peter, how about Blackfalds? You mentioned that dairy and construction industries in your area. Are they already saturated in Blackfalds?
No, I don't believe that in those areas that they're saturated. And I think it's also important to say that, like Carrie was saying, the areas, our industrial areas for Blackfalds are actually in Lacombe County, but they are directly attached to us. So that's why most of the people that work in or live in our community work in these places, and that's why we're very much connected to them. But I wouldn't believe that they're oversaturated. I do think that with things like the prefabricated concrete, maybe it's not saturated, but it's an extremely hard industry to get into to the scale that Eagle Builders is at. So I don't think that maybe it's not a huge opportunity to come in and compete with them, but there's obviously opportunities to come in and work with them. Around the dairy farming pieces, I just anticipate that we're going to see a lot more larger herds, bigger barns, and those sort of things around.
Okay.
Yep.
So are there any industry you are strongly not recommend in your area?
Yeah, I guess the traditional retail probably isn't something that Lacombe County would be banking on. We are a rural municipality, so we don't have a downtown core. We have 5 hamlets that has like a general store, and that's about it. So I would shy away from that general downtown retail, like a clothing store or that type of sense. More in commercial retail. Like you're getting up into like those types of like a Canadian Tire, those types of things would definitely be able to fit in one of the commercial parks. So that would be something that could be considered, or a gas station on the corner of Highway 2, something like that would probably work, but it has to be in that prime location. That you're not going to want to be in the middle of nowhere and have this big store or a clothing store, because you have to then fight for the people to come off Highway 2 and get over to your retail store. So I would not highly recommend something like that.
How about you?
In Blackfalds, the main one that I tell people not to that we're oversaturated in is pizza shops. We have like 7 of them for our small community. It's kind of crazy. But other than that, I really think that we're open to many things. Different than Lacombe County, we do have a downtown core. Retail is a very difficult industry these days with your competition online and those sort of pieces, but I do believe that we're structured in a way that we could do some of those sort of things. We are lacking on a lot of the commercial side, the commercial retail, as well as and the food services side of things and the entertainment piece. So those are some of the main ones that we're really looking for. Everything else, we are different than Lacombe County. We are a small town, so we do have the opportunities for some of those other types of businesses in there. One of the big challenges we're running into at this moment, which I'm hoping to be solved soon, is we are busy enough that we're starting to run out of commercial space, and so we are looking as opportunities. We are looking for commercial developers to come in and help us create some more commercial space within the community.
Oh, that's a good sign. Some of the investors